Hi guys, welcome to episode 8 of Real Estate in Real Life. We're joined today with Liam Harris. Liam Harris is one of our most up-and-coming brokers. He has been in the industry for only 6 months and he is setting records already in his area. He's renting properties at phenomenal record-breaking transactions, and it's really, really good to see someone of his age, which we'll come on to, surprising us and making his mark in the industry. So I'm very excited today to be joined with Liam. And if you are someone who's looking to move to Dubai, you know the reason that we're doing this is to be transparent, to be authentic, to let people know what the journey is like. The reason to tune into this one specifically is because Liam is still in his first 6 months of the journey, or sorry, his first year of the journey. It's going to be a lot of information you can take in, and it's not the brokers that have been doing this for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. This is someone who's only just joined us much more recently and is making his mark on Dubai real estate. Liam, thanks for joining me.
Of course, it's good to be here.
So Liam, tell me a bit about yourself. Your life growing up in the UK, what jobs did you do? What was life like for you?
Yeah, growing up, it was tough, but I come from a very loving background. My mum, she loves us a lot. I got 3 brothers, 1 sister. My father wasn't really there in my younger years. He come into my life later on in life. He was always away on business, etc. So, yeah. And now he lives in the States. So when we were younger, around 10 up until now, we always used to go out there 2-3 times a year for a 2-week vacation. And that always gave me an insight into what you can achieve if you work hard. Because he's a very successful man himself. So yeah.
That's what lit the spark inside.
Yeah, that's what gave me my drive 100%. Yeah. Because I used to go out there, live the high life. I used to come back home and it...
Back to normality.
Back to normality, exactly, yeah. Back to normality. So then it was very unique, to be honest with you. So me and my brother, we both share that same drive. And then obviously we went to school, college, finished college, and then started our own company in college. That was quite good.
You used to have a lot of celebrities wearing the brands and stuff, didn't you?
Yeah. That was a fashion company. So we had like Tion Wayne, the likes of H, Tommy Fury, Molly May, all these people wearing the brand.
Wow.
But yeah, it was a solid graft. But when you love something so much and it's your passion, you're willing to die for it. So we used to drive up and down the country, sleeping in our car. Them times were tough, but it's what builds you. It's what builds your character inside.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then that come to an end. The trademark shut us down, really. It was a trademark issue. And then once that ended, I was looking around. I was like, where should I go? Come to Dubai. Met big Calum White.
And never looked back. Yeah. Now, obviously, I know how much, because I know you on a personal level, how much you talk about, you know, the loving family you come from and your mum and how well she did for you guys. And, you know, it's really nice to hear a bit of background about you because you're such a nice guy and you can see why, because every time I talk to you, you're mentioning something about your family. So it's really good to hear.
Yeah, don't make me blush.
Fantastic. So, Liam, obviously you've got hard work, dedication. I know you're a runner, you like endurance, you like doing all that sort of stuff. And you had your own business in the past and now you're obviously in real estate. Do you see this job as your own business now?
Yeah, it's definitely similar to having my own business. There's a lot of transferable skills that I've brought over with me from having my own business in the past. Yeah, it's hard work, 100%. You work under White & Co.'s name, but realistically, you are your own brand, 100%.
Yeah, amazing. And you're doing a great job of building that brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Liam, so you decided that after business hadn't worked out in the UK and you decided you were going to move to Dubai, you went into real estate. First of all, what made you decide to move to Dubai? And then the second part of that question is, was real estate your first option?
Yeah, so when I initially thought about moving to Dubai, obviously the sun was quite a big factor, to be honest with you. It determines my mood. I wanted to be in a better mood all the time, etc., of course. And then also things come to a halt back home with the business, so that stopped. I seen like the likes of Jason, Made Our Man, killing it on Instagram, etc. I thought, why not? I owe it to myself, you understand?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you jumped on a plane, haven't looked back?
Yeah, literally. It was very scary leaving my family and friends back home. But I knew I was going into the next chapter of my life. It's very scary, but I deserved it. Yeah. I knew it.
Now, when you moved here, or before you moved here, had you ever been here on holiday?
Yes, I've been here on holiday. So I come in 2016 with 2 of my friends.
Okay.
And it was pretty good then. I really enjoyed it. I always said to myself, when I jump back on that plane, I'm going to move here one day, 100%.
That's quite a big difference between 2016 and when you actually moved here, which was 2023.
2023,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, exactly. So obviously things pan out different.
Yeah.
I had school and college back home. Once I
Yeah.
finished school and college, I'd done the business. That was going well for 3 years. That led me up to 2023. I come across White & Co., had a conversation with Daisy and just thought, yeah,
Let's make it happen.
let's make it happen.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, we're glad you're here. So Liam, now that you're over here, you're doing well in the company. Everyone thinks you're fantastic. I'm not just trying to blow smoke up your ass here. Like, this is seriously, people are sitting going, this guy's going to be something really special in Dubai real estate. When people do see back home selling Sunset, $1 million listing, these sort of programs, do they miss out on what real estate's really like over here? Would they have false expectations if they thought it was going to be just like that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, in comparison to selling Sunset, Dubai real estate is a lot harder. You don't see the late nights, the early mornings, the falling through deals, not having enough money to put in your car for petrol, etc., etc. It's very hard out here. So people only see the top part. There's definitely an aspect of selling Sunset in there, but I feel like they blow it up a lot. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of hard work first, a lot of graft, a lot of years go into that, and then you can just be at that top level and be at that elite level to perform.
Yeah, and I think when we're over here, we know that that's the fancy part of the job. Like, it'd be great if I had a camera following you around all the time, showing the great parts of you doing a deal, but they won't see the parts when a deal falls through or something happens. So yeah, I think that it's not false expectations, but I think people just need to understand that's for entertainment, and this is a real life job.
Yeah, 100%.
So Liam, you, as I said, are doing great. I know that you are big on customer service. I know you're not a kind of broker that just sits and counts commission. You want to give the best possible service that you can. What challenges are you finding in this industry as someone who's only been in it for, less than a year?
One of the biggest challenges that I do face, Calum, was probably managing people's expectations, to be honest with you. Just getting people to do what they say they're going to do. It's it's pretty hard, to be honest with you. So you're dealing with someone's biggest decision, to be honest with you. You're dictating someone's life, where they're going to live for the next year, etc. So just making sure these landlords do what they say they're going to do. For example, like the cleaning, the deep cleaning, or fixing something on the balcony. Or yeah, that's what I'd say. But also I'd say when you get to the higher transactions and you're doing villas, with higher commission comes higher stress. 100%, I'd say that.
Yeah. No, that's good. And this is sort of preparing you for when you eventually move to sales. The problems that you have now, think about the problems with 1 million dirham rental versus a 10 million dirham villa. There's going to be a big difference in the amount of responsibility you have. And I think that you're doing things the right way by going through the rental process, being a rental broker, learning all the skills, and then eventually you're just doing it with more responsibility. Would you agree?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, people with money, especially in rentals anyway, spending 1 million dirham on rent is actually quite crazy. Obviously, when you're in sales, that's the expectation to spend a lot more. But on rent, it's quite crazy. So people with that sort of money, they expect such a high level of service. And you just got to make sure you deliver that, because they want everything quick and they want everything easy and smooth. So it's managing people's expectations, but it's good.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Well, keep managing people's expectations, because you're doing a great job. So Liam, for anyone that doesn't know out there, this job is solely commission-based, or as I like to call it, performance-based. You get what you hunt, you get what you catch, you get what you eat. And this job is tough, and there's plenty of opportunities, and I'm sure you've had them, because I know what your clients are like. Come work for me, come work for me, come work for me. I'll give you this salary, I'll give you that salary. But yet you choose to every day get up, go into that office, not knowing what you're going to make at the end of each month. Why do you stay in real estate? And is this job life-changing for you?
So, 100%. I say working in real estate is very fulfilling. It fulfills you. You're helping people's lives. You're helping them make the right decision. And you meet a lot of different cultures, and I love that. Like, I've got clients from India, Pakistan, Egypt, America. Yeah, it's good to find out about different cultures. But I'd say it's definitely fulfilling 100%. Also, I'd say the money is a big driver, 100%. That's one of the things that keeps me in real estate.
No secret about you. You're very money driven.
Yeah, 100%. I'd say so. Like, for example, I've seen what my friends have earned out here. Like, the people that have been out here for 1 year, 2 years. I've seen what they've made out here and how life-changing that can be. So, I'd say the money's a big driver, 100%.
Yeah. And are you happy with what you're earning at the moment, but you see the path? Or are you already like, I want that money?
Yeah, I'd say I'm earning good money right now, especially for a rental broker, 100%. But then, even though everyone's telling me I'm doing well, etc., I still go into that office. I see the money the top people in the company are putting on the board, and it makes me even hungrier because it feels like I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
You understand?
But you know that only a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they were in the same position.
Exactly. But it's good because it makes me hungry, and I'm gonna keep achieving for them top figures.
Yeah.
And if I fall short of it, I'm doing better than
majority.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a great job, so just keep it up. So Liam, this is a fun thing, and especially with someone who's so new to the industry, and I'm sorry I keep mentioning that. I just think it's really important because I'm proud of you and I think what you're doing is great. But where do you see yourself a year from now? And just know that we're going to look back at this a year from now and make sure that you've accomplished that.
Yeah. So where do I see myself in a year from now? Good question. There's a lot of different brokers that I look up to 100%, and a lot of different people. I want to take all these characteristics and make them into one and just put my swing on it. Yeah. I want to be the first Liam Harris in the industry. I want to make my mark, build a legacy, and you're not trying to be someone else. You want to be the first Liam. Exactly, 100%. So a year from now, I see myself being in sales, top #1 broker, selling big villas all around District 1, Maidan, Shoba Heartland.
Yeah, amazing, fantastic. And at the end of the day, you're going to have stiff competition.
Yeah,
but one thing I like about you is, you're not scared of the competition. We're always setting you up for competitions in the office and trying to get you pinned against another broker. And so far, I don't think there's been any times that you've lost those competitions. So just keep it up, all right?
Exactly. Yeah. You got to stay in the big leagues, right?
You got to stay in the big leagues. You got to keep winning. Okay, yeah, that's right. You're getting too cocky. But yeah, no, I completely appreciate what you're saying, Liam, and I look forward to looking at this a year from now, at this conversation, and seeing how far you've come, because you are moving at the speed of light, which is great. So Liam, you'll know that when we have our performance coach, or it's mentioned in many books nowadays, there's a lot of people talking about the why. Why do you do what you do? Now, you said this job can be quite fulfilling. That's great. I love to hear that. But what keeps you going on the tough days when you've had 5 deals fall through in a couple of days, or you've just had your biggest commission ripped away from you because the clients just decided not to answer their phone, or whatever it may be? What makes you get up and go, right, let's get in there and get on to the next one? What's your why? Who are you doing this for? Or what are you doing this for?
My why, the only way to explain it is this. I want to be 1% better than I was yesterday. I want to keep on improving, keep on getting better. So, for example, I run a lot. I'm into my training. So I'm always trying to get quicker, always trying to get faster, always trying to get stronger. And I feel like that has a direct correlation to my life. Every single day I train. And every single day I want to be a better person. It's just me versus me. It's me in that mirror.
That's a very healthy way of looking at things, because a lot of people, it's a saying that I believe a lot in, is winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. So if you're looking at yourself as your target, there's no point someone who's been in the market for 6 months aiming for someone who's been in here 10 years. You're only going to set yourself up for failure. It's good that they're a role model, but you shouldn't be in direct competition. So I think what you're doing is very healthy, and I think it's working. So your why is to be better every single day. Is there anyone back home? I know that your brother actually works for us now, which is obviously amazing. And you made that happen by him seeing how well you're doing. You're at this moment, what age?
21.
21, and he is?
20.
20. Yeah. And, you two are absolutely smashing it, and to see you doing it at this age. So yeah, I suppose your why is to better yourself?
Yeah, my why is to keep on improving, just being better version of myself. And then also, I want to retire my mum. Yeah. She's back home. She's had a good life, but she's had a hard life as well. She deserves a lot more. I want to make enough money to retire her. Want to see her travel the world, live her life. And 100%.
You think she's proud of you?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, she came to Dubai around 3 months ago. So we flew her out to Dubai. She came here on holidays, first time here. She absolutely loved it. She's obsessed with it. She keeps on telling me.
We need to get her over here. There's a seat in the office for her. Amazing, man. Well, I'm sure she is proud of you, and she should be as well, because you're doing fantastic stuff. So we appreciate it. Liam, you've got friends in the industry, and you've been out here a little bit of time now. I think it's very important what company some brokers start at. I think they can sometimes be sold a dream, and we definitely don't want to do that. You've only ever worked at White & Co., so I suppose maybe you can't comment on all companies. But what would you say is very important for people to be on the lookout for when they are searching for a company to work in Dubai?
Yeah, when you're searching for a company in Dubai to work for, I'd say definitely do your due diligence. Like for example, in White and Co. I'm not saying just come and join White and Co. Of course,
I'll pay you later.
but I'd say do your due diligence. So for example, in White and Co. We're the top lead generator for like the Palm, MBR District 1, downtown. We're the top lead generator for them. So just ask to see their figures, you know.
Yeah.
Just see how many leads they're pulling in per month and just make the comparison, because it is a huge decision ultimately. And then also I'd say reach out to the brokers on Instagram. So you can probably see
know
them
what's funny is, Liam, I'm sorry to interrupt, but every person has said that, and I'm so glad when you say that, because I think you know how I am as a person. I know how you're as a person, but I'm not worried about any person in the company going, oh no, this place is rubbish. You know, at the end of the day, I know how well you guys do, and I know how well you guys are looked after. So I want people to reach out to the company. I want people to reach out to you, to reach out to anyone in there. And I appreciate you saying that. So sorry, continue.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm quite close with Daisy and Jody. They always pass out my number to the new agents. They always reach out to me, ask for advice, ask how the company is, etc. I'm always happy to give advice. But yeah, I'd say 100%. Look on the pages, these real estate pages. Look for the brokers, message them, reach out, say, can I jump on a call? And yeah, find out about that company. Find out what you
before you moved.
Involved in.
Who did you speak to at White & Co?
I dropped the message to Maidan Man.
All right,
Jason,
okay.
Yeah, spoke to Jason.
So Jason's owed a referral fee then. Okay.
And also, I've got a couple of friends at like House and these other companies.
So you spoke to other companies as well, which I'd always suggest doing too. I don't think anyone should come and just go, I'm working at this company. They should explore all the options.
100%, because it's such a huge decision. So I'd say definitely reach out to all these companies to weigh up your options.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, White & Co was the best choice. Right. Calum's done an amazing thing here.
Oh, stop it.
And yeah, it's good.
Well, we couldn't do it without all the brokers and all the management and all the support staff and the marketing teams and you name it. So as much as it may be my name on the door, couldn't do anything without the guys that are there like yourself. So appreciate it, mate. So Liam, that's about the company. This person has found the right company. It might be White & Co. It might be whoever. What advice would you give to this broker who's just moved 5,000 miles over the world to move here? What advice would you give them starting out?
Yeah, so I'd definitely say you need to be the most hardest working.
Yep.
100%. So, for example, when I first come out here, I was staying in the office till like 11 p.m. at night. Yeah, I know. Like for a month straight.
So we're going to have to put a bed in there for you.
Yeah. Just grafting, man. You got to be hardworking, 100%. Be disciplined. Don't get distracted by the nights out. So I'm a new starter. It's fine. I'm going to go on weekend out here. Let's explore Dubai. No, I'd say head down, knock it down for the first 3 months anyway.
Yep.
And then after that, you just build off momentum. So you do your first deal, you do another deal, you become untouchable. Okay. 100%. That's what I'd say.
Brilliant. Yeah. And the thing is, you've never been distracted by that sort of thing. But do you understand, obviously being your age, I'm sure you get invites to go out to party every single night, every single weekend, but you turn it down because you're more interested in making the money. That leads me on to, I think this question is a little bit further on, but let's get over and done with now. Do you think some people are in Dubai for the wrong reasons then?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the lifestyle that Dubai flaunts is obviously very appealing to the younger generation, I'd say so, 100%. It's so easy to blow a load of money out here. Like
trying to impress people who don't even know who you are.
Exactly. It's very easy. I've seen people come here and then go within 3 months.
Yeah.
Because they're focusing on the wrong things. They're putting their attention into the wrong things. You need to put your energy into what matters and then build off the back of that, and then you'll enjoy your life later on, like in Dubai especially. So yeah, it's very easy to blow money out here. I know a lot of people that come out here, they come out here with savings. Make sure you stack that money, keep it back for a rainy day, and just keep on grafting and just let the money you in, pay for your bills. Don't use them savings.
Yeah. So, you know, this is actually, it's funnily enough, most of the people that I've sat down with so far have not been as young as you, Liam. So this is me genuinely asking you, do you feel like you're missing out on anything right now? Because you're working so hard, you never stop, you don't seem to just be at beach clubs every weekend and so on. Is there a part of you, you know, someone's watching this right now, he doesn't even go out on the weekends, he's just, you know, working all the time, that's no way to live. What's your mentality around that?
Yeah, so I'd say when I was younger, from the ages of like 15 to 18, obviously I lived a little. I'm not just boring, but I got very serious early on because I wanted to be the best version of myself. The way I see it is, you work hard now and then you can enjoy later on, 100%. So I'm going to work hard now. By the time I'm 25, be a millionaire, and then hopefully just travel the world. And then, But yeah, in regards to your question, I do feel like I'm missing out a little bit. All my friends back home, they're on Ibiza right now, doing seasons, partying. But I'm out here grafting. But I'm not missing out because it'll pay off later on.
Of course.
100%.
So, and there's nothing wrong with anyone be doing a season right now or going and enjoying themselves and doing something different from you. You're not doing anything wrong. They're not doing anything wrong. But your view is right now you want to work hard so you can retire at 35. Whereas while these people are doing seasons, they might still be working until, what's the pension age in the UK now, like 70 or something. So, but there's no problem. There's no right or wrong answer. But it's just a bit of insight because I always, the most important part about doing this, especially this sit down with you, is I want people who are younger to come out here and want to change their lives and understand sacrifice now, but then you're going to have 30 years of lying on a beach. That's what you want. I know that's what you want because you say it to me. I don't think you'll ever stop working, but you want the freedom that comes with the money.
Yeah, 100%. I'd say so. Yeah, another thing that I will say as well is don't let your age hold you back. I speak to a lot of people in the office. They're all obviously 25 plus. I'm one of the youngest there. And they say, I wish I could be doing it at 21. So don't let it hold you back. Yeah. Like, you're still young. Just go for it. Just go for it and make it happen. 100%. You got to believe. Yeah.
And you got any plan B? Or is it all plan A? You're going to make it happen?
So it's all plan A. It's plan A. I'll play it plan A.
Yeah. Love it. Fantastic then. Thank you. So Liam, that leads me on to, we've had these conversations around a few different things now. Is this industry for everyone?
No, I wouldn't say this industry is for everyone. You got to be strong-willed. You got to be strong-minded. And you got to be a grafter 100%. You got to work hard. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's for everyone. When you have like a deal fall through or something bad happen to you in this industry, it can be heartbreaking. Yeah. Because obviously it's performance-based. But yeah, it's not for everyone. I wouldn't say so.
Okay, and the thing is, obviously, we can teach all the skills. There's some people that pick them up very quickly, like yourself, and there's some people it takes a little bit longer. But I find that in this industry, the answer that you've given is what I agree with, that this industry is not for everyone. Because if you do not have a good work ethic, and if you don't want to learn, then you're not going to go anywhere here. But everything else we can teach. But the thing about you is you've got the work ethic. You go home and you listen to podcasts and you watch the videos and you are constantly learning, and that's why you're doing so well. So I guess we'll just leave that pretty short at, no, it's not for everyone. You need some grit and determination.
Also, I'd say that you don't need like GCSEs for this. This is just all people skills. That's all it is. Hard work, people skills, and just getting people to like you. Yeah. That's all it is. It's straight sales.
So it's relationship building.
Relationship building, exactly.
Amazing. Fantastic. Thanks, Liam. So Liam, that moves me on from, we spoke about new brokers in the market. This is me now talking about top 1% brokers. Now, we know that the bar in Dubai is set very low for a real estate broker, but to be a top 1% broker, what does it take?
Yeah, so to be a top 1% broker, I'd say you definitely need a strong drive, 100%. I'd say so. Your why needs to be bigger than you, than yourself, than your ego. Yeah. You need to really push for something that's going to get you out of bed in the morning. That's what you need. Your why needs to be bigger than you.
Yeah. Do you think the job gets easier the longer you do it as well for these 1% brokers, or for the people who are at the top of the tree? The people that we see in our office. Do you think the longer they do it, the easier it gets?
I think, yeah, yes and no, to be honest with you. Okay. The longer you do it, of course, constant repetition carries conviction. You get used to what you need to do this time, but every deal is different. That's one thing I will say, 100%. But yeah, it's just like performing every month.
Yeah, consistency over time.
Consistency, 100%. So, for example, like Michael Jordan, every game that he done, he had a good game. He had a couple great games, but every game that he done, he was on a good game. He didn't just do 1 month that's good and then just you didn't hear from him again.
Exactly.
Every game was good.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. And hey, I love a Michael Jordan reference. All right, good stuff. Fantastic. So moving the questions away from brokerage and real estate, another amazing part is Dubai, and I'm a huge advocate for Dubai. I love this place. What do you love about living in Dubai, or do you love living in Dubai? What do you get up to in your spare time?
Yeah, I definitely love living in Dubai. It's great here. I mean, the quality of life here is unmatchable. It's unmatched. I feel like wherever I go from here will never compare. So I'm always going to be unhappy. So I'll be in Dubai forever. That's one thing I will say. But the things that I enjoy going running outside in the sun.
Yeah.
I enjoy going out on the weekend for food with my friends.
Yeah.
It's tax-free, of course, so I save a lot of money there.
Yeah. Not save a lot of money, you make a lot of money there.
Yeah, I make a lot of money there, exactly. But also another thing that I will say is living in Dubai, the people that you meet, you're in the top 1% of people anyway, to be honest with you, because everyone's working on a mission here. So everyone's positive, everyone's happy.
And again, Liam, do you know that every person again has said that? And it's interesting because obviously some people back home have the perception, or not even back home, around the world, have the perception that Dubai is fake and everyone that lives there is fake. But really, when you think about it, we've all moved here with a goal or a dream, and we're all just trying to achieve that. So really, regardless of how fake or whatever you think it is, 99% of the population are just normal people who go to work, go to the gym, go home, and they live a normal life. Stuff you're saying there just really resonates. I completely get what you're saying.
Yeah, but here is the top 1%. So a good saying that sticks with me is, do you want to be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond? And of course, you want to be a small fish in a big pond because that's where you have opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
Dubai is the best place for it because there's multi-millionaires out here. And I haven't even started. I'm
not even scratched the surface. Yeah,
exactly.
No, amazing. And wow, that's some wisdom right there. From a 21-year-old, I've got goosebumps. But again, your age shouldn't come into it. You're wise beyond your years and you're doing fantastic stuff. Love that. Thanks, Liam. So Liam, if someone is sitting on the fence, they're thinking about moving to Dubai, or they're thinking about getting into real estate, or they're just thinking about leaving their home city or their home country, it can be quite daunting for people. What happens if this? What happens if this? What if? What would you say to them?
What I'd say to someone on the fence, I'd say definitely take the risk. Don't think so negatively about it. What if it don't happen? What if this don't happen? Think positively. What if it does happen?
Yeah.
What if I do make that £1 million or whatever?
Yeah.
What am I going to do then with that money? Who am I going to provide for? I'd say definitely be optimistic about it. And yeah, just bet on yourself. Invest in yourself 100%. That's what I would say.
Yeah. And what you said there, be optimistic. If you're coming over with the mindset that it's not going to work, then it's probably not going to work.
Exactly. A very good book that I've read previously is The Secret. It's all about law of attraction and stuff like that. I know people are a bit skeptical about it, but if you actually do read into it a lot, what you put out into the universe, you attract back to you. So yeah, 100%. I'd say if you could see it in your mind, you could see it in your hand.
Amazing. Again, more wisdom. Listen to this. Who am I sitting with now? It's brilliant. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. The next question. This is a question that, in other countries, it's a bit taboo talking about money. But I know that when I wanted to move to Dubai, I just wanted to know how much money people really made. And is it rubbish? And is everyone lying? Or is everyone pretending? So I guess you got the complete choice to choose if you want to answer this or not. Some people have answered it. Some people haven't. It's completely up to yourself. But remember what it was like when you wanted to move here and you just want a straight answer. So what is the most amount of commission that you've earned in your pocket in a month, or incentives?
Listen, I haven't even scratched the surface yet. So
I know
in comparison to some of these other numbers on the previous episodes, like this is nothing. I'm a rental broker, so you got to understand that. I think I've took home £7,500,
Okay.
£8,000 in 1 month.
Yep.
But that's still pretty good. Like, for example,
Don't need to explain yourself to us, mate. £8,000, £8,000, £100,000 a year salary.
Yeah.
You understand that? And you know how many people's lives you're responsible for? 0. You're responsible for helping people find homes, which is amazing, but doctors in the UK are not paid £100,000. Airline pilots are not paid £100,000. So, lawyers, majority of them are not paid £100,000. So you don't need to justify yourself, because I know that £8,000 next year is going to be into the clouds, okay?
Yeah.
But it's fantastic, that sort of figure, mate. You should be really proud of yourself because you do that consistently as well. It's not just happened once.
Yeah.
You have smashed it out of the park many times. And for anyone that doesn't understand, with rentals, the amount of deals you do per month it's not like you do one deal a month. You know, you consistently are doing, you know, over 8 deals a month, every single month, which means you're doing 2 a week, really.
Yeah.
You really should be proud.
And that's another thing that I will say, focus on how many deals that you're doing. Don't focus on the money.
Yeah.
Because when you focus on the money, that's when you become desperate. And like on viewings and when you're with clients, they can sense that sort of energy 100%. So just focus on how many deals that you do and doing the job right. And then that will carry the money with it 100%. That's a good little gem there.
It definitely is a good little gem, because our commission should be a byproduct.
Yeah.
If you do good service, you're going to get the commission. And that's something you do. Because I've seen you do deals all the way from 2,500 dirham all the way up to monsters.
Yeah.
But yeah, fantastic, Liam. I really appreciate that, and I hope that you know, you don't mind saying that on camera there, because it's the sort of stuff that you would have liked to have heard
exactly.
before you came in it.
100%.
You know, it lights a little fire in your belly. That leads me on to the final question. I ask each one of the guests, you know, just a bit of wisdom from them. I mean, I'll be honest, those last 3 questions, you've dropped absolute bombs on me of wisdom. But the last one I'd want to ask you would be, what statement or saying do you live by?
Yeah, so I'd say a saying that I live by is take the risk or lose the chance.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, you're going to miss all them opportunities, what could have been, what should have been, what, you know.
Yeah.
You're
going to be sitting going, oh, I wish I had.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to sit and wish you had if you don't take that risk. So I'd say bet on yourself, educate yourself, you know, invest in yourself.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, go for it. 100%.
Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
Well, this is the thing, Liam, you know, you say, you know, your saying was you make the risk, lose the chance. What was it?
Take the risk, lose the chance.
So take the risk, lose the chance. You're the perfect example of that, because you've actually went out and done it. You're not just telling people to do it. You know, you had the option to stay in the UK, and there's nothing wrong with anyone who does stay in the UK, but you decided to take the risk, and it's paying off for you. And we're really excited about what's to come. You're such a mature young gentleman, and the feedback that we get from clients regarding your service and what you do for them is above and beyond. So, you know, it's really, really good. And I just appreciate you coming on here, doing this interview, and, you know, being as authentic and raw as possible, because that's what the people who want to move over here deserve.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
No problem. I know you're really busy, so I should probably let you go. I can hear your phone going under the table, amount of leads you're getting. Thanks so much, Liam.
Of course.